All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, joined as always by Randy Angston.
How we doing?
We ain't the same.
Ooh. Yeah, we ain't the same.
Guys, quick update. The Iron Circle. Yes, it is open enrollment time. IronCircle.net to check out more information. In fact, if you listen to this podcast, it's going to be pretty obvious why that is a very important group for you to be involved in. If you're a $30K a month gym owner or more, obviously, or more, you need to apply for that and you get interviewed for that. But it's a great group, and we're doing some massive things. So check that out. There's some cool videos on there, some testimonials. Thanks, Nick, for getting those testimonials. They're awesome.
Hell yeah.
All right, so this episode, guys, the opportunity for growth exists when you surround yourself with like-minded, driven individuals. That's the motto of the Iron Circle. It also should be the motto of your life, because I know from personal growth, that has been the case every single time. When I grow, it's because I've surrounded myself with the right people making moves, people doing better than me, and I just want to, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and that could be your friends and family and business colleagues, right? You could be hanging around the wrong people in your neighborhood, and it'll drag you down,
without a doubt.
And you could also be hanging around with the right people in your neighborhood, and it'll pull you up.
And I want to, not a caveat to that, but like it's more than just the physical people around you, and that's a hard thing to do. It's the people that are influencing you. And so maybe it is the fact that you don't realize it, but every single night you go home and you watch Tucker Carlson for 4 hours, or you know what I mean? Like that influence is where that average, comes into play too.
Yep.
So just think, it's what you're absorbing, right? It's the beliefs, it's the thoughts, it's the ideas of all of that stuff that's creating, you
subconsciously.
Yeah. And so you become that average. And so just something to think about, because, if you've got, sometimes it's not intentional, or I'd say more often than not, it's not intentional. Most people aren't thinking about where those levels of influence are and then forcing those pillars, right? You could be hanging out with people that you look up to versus, your beer drinking buddies, or you could, put on a podcast rather than listen to, music or something like that, right? So you can absolutely control that influence, and that's the benefit and the importance.
Very, because it's right up your alley, right? And it's funny because gym owners, we're all entrepreneurs listening to the show at some level or another. And those of you that are in like franchises, like Anytime Fitness and et cetera, you've got that built-in network kind of already. And, even within that franchise network, there's big players and there's small players. And so you have a very easy way to align yourself with some of the bigger players, maybe the multi-club owners, the guys that are just doing great numbers at their gym. And then you could also, hang out with the guys that aren't doing that well, that hate their job, whatever. It's consciously, you have to make that decision. Yeah. And in this fitness space, we're typically, the mom and pop gyms like myself and many of the gyms we work with, we're on an island. Like we have to make a lot of effort to then decide who we can align with. And a lot of gym owners, at least the ones we know, like they don't talk to anybody.
It is surprising.
Yeah, they don't talk to anybody. And it's kind of hard to get outside of that thought process. You want to go hang out with your competitor down the street. But if anything proves that to be wrong, during the COVID shutdowns, when these gym owners in a local area aligned themselves, they became partners towards a common goal. Things changed, and it surprised a lot of people because like, oh my gosh, this guy's really cool. We're helping each other. We send clients to each other that aren't good fits or whatever it is. And we've just done that with our friend over here, Scott, right? Scott's our closest competitor. He's in the Iron Circle. I'm teaching him. He's teaching me. Like we're sharing all of our quote unquote secrets of our business with each other. And it's awesome. And for a long time, I was so guarded against any I hated everybody. And rightfully so, right? When you're struggling and scrapping to get to where you need to be, then every client matters. And I still would argue that every client matters now. But the mindset shift has been like, hey, there's enough for everybody.
Truly enough to go around.
There really is.
That's the whole shift of the abundance versus the scarcity mindset. I mean, that carries over well beyond this, right? In the sales consultation, you're not desperate for every one of those closes. You know, that stress comes off of it, and the conversation becomes more real and genuine.
Sure.
Because clients pick up on that. Prospects pick up on the fact that, like, it comes across like a used car sales op, and it's like, this is not.
This guy's pushing a little too hard. Too hard.
Because you could tell, like they need it. They feel like they need it, and that desperation carries over.
And honestly, there's lots of groups out there, and it wouldn't bother me one bit if you went and joined another mastermind, or as long as you're doing something that's benefiting you, by surrounding yourself by the people that you look up to that are doing good numbers. I mean, there's this unfortunate situation in the market right now that there's been a lot of gurus teaching gym owners things that they used to own a gym.
Correct.
They used to, I closed it so I could focus on helping gym owners. No, dude, if you were successful at what you were doing, you would never have closed the gym.
Correct.
For example, I just having a conversation. I had lunch yesterday with one of our Inner Circle members, Jeff, and it was like, I go, there's a lot of ways to make a lot more money than the gym space. We, land deals, real estate, like all these different ways. And I say, a lot of times I look at the gym and I'm like, well, if I just sold it and did this, would it be? And then maybe I could focus more on profit and do other things and coach gym owners. But something hit me. I was like, didn't just hit me, but this is something I've known for a long time. It doesn't take me any time here personally. I mean, I have my one call a week with Zach. Everything runs. It's systematized. Why would I ever sell it? It's a dividend paying stock that supports lifestyle, pays the family, everybody's good, and it runs itself. And there's no real big problems. I'll knock on wood because, it comes in waves and everything. But like, I'm around if they need me.
Yeah.
But I'm not needed.
That's a good way of putting it. And, that there's a truth there. There's something there that's something that I know we have a big belief on some of that differentiators, right? Like today, the things that happen in this business today is the things we speak about in our coaching today. Like we are in the trenches with our clients.
Real time stuff.
Exactly. Oh, the marketing stuff, right? Like to the same tune, Facebook, we were joking, right? When you were cleaning up the shelf a couple of weeks ago, there was a book, and it was like Facebook marketing, and it was a book. And we were laughing because before that came off the print press, the Facebook platform did not look the same as it did when they started that book, right? And so it's the same thing with like this business. If you don't know, if it's not relevant to today, it's not the best option for today, probably.
Right. So like the gurus out there speaking about what they used to do in their gym 2 years ago, doesn't matter.
Why do you think everyone's still talking challenge-based marketing? It's because the only thing that they've ever done.
Yeah.
Right. And it was great when Facebook, the ad platform launched, and it was like bringing clients into the business for such low dollars and cents. One, we know we don't need to do that like we used to. But two, that's the same things that we're still doing because it's all that the industry knows. We're back to our last podcast on challenges. Like it's pounding home old beliefs and expecting them to be what we need them to be today, and they're just not.
Yeah, it's interesting. This marketing changes just as quick as fitness changes. Like if you look at 10 years ago in the fitness industry, we were doing a bunch of different stuff.
Oh yeah.
And, and I think it's Mike Boyle that said, hey, what we're doing today is what I believe is the best for my clients, but I reserve the right to change my mind in the future.
Smart.
And it's very true because as new studies come out or if new techniques, if new platforms come out, you have the right to change. But the unfortunate thing is I hate saying the word guru, but there's it's just a rash of them going on right now. Like if you don't own a gym today, you don't know what's going on in the gym today. Because it does change. It's
Absolutely.
And anybody listening is like nodding their head. Yep, that's right. So listen, align yourself with other gym owners, guys and girls that are doing things that you aspire to do, be it mastermind groups or Facebook groups and things of those nature, and then share. The more you give, the more you get, and it's just an amazing cycle.
And that's the biggest thing is like you mentioned the entrepreneurial island, right? Like feeling like, oh, nobody knows what it's like to be me. Nobody knows what this is like. Nobody experiences the things I experience, and that's our own closed-minded beliefs. Because that network of gym owners that are out there, they're doing the exact same things. They have the exact same challenges. They've got the same problems. They've found some of those solutions. Have those conversations. I mean, that's the value. I have friends outside of this industry as business owners that once a week Tuesdays, I meet my friend Liz, and we talk business, we talk life, we talk the changes that we need to do, we talk about the habits, but that's what we do, right? Like, it's an intentional meeting once a week. She's an entirely different industry, but every week we have things that from our own businesses spill over, and it's like helping figure out challenges, but without us being so close to the problem.
Yeah,
and
it's good.
It's great.
Sharing,
it's one of my favorite
ideas.
one of my favorite aspects of the entire week, because then I've got a different way of, I come in Wednesdays, or the next time I'm sitting in that seat, I have a different perspective on certain things, and we tackle and accomplish problems. But whether it be friends in other industries that are doing something similar, like business owners, tackling those types of challenge, have those tax conversations. Talk about the things that are outside just, the fitness and the result, and that's not what we do. There's so many different aspects of a business that does spill over to other arenas and other areas. But without that conversation, you are having to figure it out all on your own.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. That's the point you're making.
Yep.
Is like, guys, there's other gym owners that are facing the same struggles. Make your own little mini groups if you want. Accountability partners. Join the Iron Circle. There's plenty of them out there, and ours is the best. It's
Naturally.
obvious, but of course. But there's others out there. I know there's some guys. I'll even throw them out there. Like, there's Todd Durkin, his good buddy. He's doing great things. He's helping a lot of people for that type of thing that he does. And Cosgrove does the same thing. And there's others, but look, you don't have to do this alone. You
Correct.
don't have to try to figure it out. People have already figured things out. And when you join masterminds, coaching groups, you're buying speed to the solution. Somebody's already figured it out. And if they haven't, let's just see. Not everybody's figured everything out. The good ones, the good coaches out there know how to get the answers for you.
And that's what it is. The collective brain power. Like, let's say, one of us is facing a challenge. You put two people in the room, you're exponentially more valuable, right?
Well, that's the definition of mastermind. It's the combination of multiple minds to create a mastermind. That's what it is.
And that is the big benefit and the big takeaway, right? Most of business is the processes that we do every day, but then we navigate the challenges.
It could be challenges like, hey, I'm planning on hiring this coach. He's wanting this. Here's what his values are. And then we just break it down.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's see. Can we get there or not? You don't have to figure that out. When you're in a group, that was a real question that came up in our coaching program.
Yep.
Lots of things like that. Listen, guys, we all face the same stuff. There's help out there. If you want help from us, we have our coaching program, which is our business accelerator. We talk about every system in your business, which is the biggest lacking need of all, most gyms out there is they've got broken systems. We shore that up. We fortify the business. We call it our Foundation 5. It's our mindset. It's our attraction. It's our conversion, delivery, and ascension. It's our entire model. That's our coaching program. That's pfmarketingsolutions.com/call. That'll be in the show notes. Or, hey, you've got a lot of that stuff figured out, but you maybe are, kind of at that point of 30K or more. Listen, you still get all that coaching. It's part of the program as well, included. But that would be more of our Iron Circle members, where we're looking at, scaling and doing multiple locations, other businesses, real estate transactions, tax deferment strategies, and all the good fun stuff. When you get there, when you have piles of cash, you just need to figure out what to do with them. Like that's the Iron Circle. And so we serve both. Our coaching program is so robust, guys. This is for gyms that are trying to get to 30K. We'll get you to 30K.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if you're at 10K a month now, 5K a month, 20K a month. Maybe you're even at 40K a month and you want to grow it from there. It'll get you to 30K and beyond. That's just where we decided, like, that's the line in the sand.
Yeah, we
that
saw
kind
that
of changes.
it's
like a ceiling for a lot of gyms. We'll get you there. We'll get you there and past it, right? If that's you and you're like, look, I've got all these problems. I don't know what to do. Things are breaking. I don't know who to talk to. That's it. There's if you've got a sign, here it is.
Yeah, there you go.
The coaching programs, our ProFit Business Accelerator program. It covers all of it. Get you to 30K. Once you're at 30K, we can have other conversations down the road. Maybe Iron Circle's for you. Maybe something else is for you.
Yep.
So hopefully, guys, listen, the point of this episode is, listen, you don't have to do this on your own. There's plenty of help out there. We're happy to help. If this is what you want to do, jump on a call with us.
And really, it comes back to like the fact that there's no excuse to not do something, right? You know what I mean? If you're stuck in a problem, you know, that's the point and the benefit of having those people too. Yeah. You know, reach out when you just literally you're pounding your head against the wall and you can't come up with a solution. Like having a support system and a team, that's what the network is about. That's what this, you know, a mastermind's about.
It's priceless.
It is. It is legitimately priceless. Yep. I mean, the values of the gains that we've seen in the Iron Circle, sure, some of those have monetary value, but at the end of the day, like the life that some of these people have created for themselves, the time with the family, like those stories that we hear, that's invaluable. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so, but that wouldn't happen without that collective.
Correct. All right. Hopefully that helps you guys. Maybe get you out of the weeds a little bit. That's it for this episode, guys. Until next show, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right. And thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. And when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.